What is up everyone, it is Brad here and welcome to Canada. Today in this video I'm going to be giving you a complete walkthrough of one of Canada's largest LEGO conventions, BricksInTheSix. BricksInTheSix 2023 took place earlier this summer in July, and at the convention there were some outstanding LEGO creations. Today in this video I wanted to take the time to highlight all of the amazing MOCs here at the convention and share them with you all so you all can enjoy the amazing Canadian LEGO building experience. So sit back and enjoy because you guys are going to be amazed throughout this video. So I won't be providing commentary throughout the entire duration of this video, but I will definitely be hopping on here to highlight some of the coolest MOCs that I was able to see. Getting started with the very first MOC that we'll take a look at today, this is the LEGO Apartments. This is a collaboration MOC from ToroLUG, where members of the community are able to build little apartments which fit into this massive building. Each apartment here is extremely unique with different themes and different styles. Some are based on IPs, other are original LEGO creations. It's really cool to see all of the builders' unique and cool talents all embodied into one LEGO creation. Speaking of big LEGO creations, let's take a look at some of the stunning LEGO MOCs that are in the center of the room, most of them so big they don't even fit on tables. You guys have all seen New Hiroshima from BrickWorld Chicago, and this is a much smaller scale version of a cyberpunk MOC. I believe still created by the same people behind New Hiroshima, obviously on a little bit of a smaller scale. I believe this is just one section of the many sections that brought that big MOC together. You guys can see it is absolutely stunning as well. Just the level of sheer detail and design that went into this, like you could stare at this for 20 minutes and still spot new things each and every time. It's just amazing, and you can see it's all lit up and wow, it's just mind-blowing. Moving on from the cyberpunk, you guys can see we are falling right back into the classic times with this amazing classic space creation. Taking up dozens of base plates here on the floor, this is a whole classic space world. Unfortunately, the monorail wasn't currently running because I was filming this quite late at night, but you guys can see this one is just full of some incredible LEGO spaceships. We've got older ships from the 1980s, we've got the newer spaceships like Benny's spaceship and the Galaxy Explorer, and overall just an incredible combination of many amazing 1980 sets and 1980s building styles. It's so cool to see all the classic space, and I know with all the classic space LEGO fans out there, this build is surely one to resonate. And if you guys think classic space fans are something, wait until you see LEGO Castle fans. VW Bricks has put together this stunning LEGO medieval castle complete with hundreds of LEGO minifigures, some incredible details, what looks like a medieval village, all the arenas where the medieval times games would play, and so much more. This build brought me back some many great memories to going to medieval times while I was at BrickWorld Chicago with the ACOB gang. Again, this is one of those builds that I could just stare at for hours trying to pick out and look at all of the amazing details that were put into this build. So next up here we actually have some really cool builds of some LEGO video for some LEGO video games. As you can see, all of the worlds are connected here by LEGO bricks, and if you look around, there are a ton of different microscale maps of different LEGO video games, including Super Mario Bros. Way at the back here with the actual Super Mario Bros. LEGO, which is really neat. Next up here, we've actually got some really cool LEGO builds from LEGO master BrickinNick. You guys have definitely heard of BrickinNick all throughout the social media. He is a Toronto native, so he brought a lot of his really cool creations here as well. You can see he's got his BrickinNick sign, he has got the Twitch logo, and many of his other LEGO creations that you have probably seen shared online or through his social media platforms as well. He also brought all of his microscale models of his LEGO Masters builds, which are really cool. So you guys can see here, these are all the different builds that him and his partner Stacy made over the course of their episodes of his time on LEGO Masters, including a microscale model of the winning build that granted him the champion of LEGO Masters. I also thought his creations of the LEGO brick patents were really cool and pretty unique. A few of the other Canadian LEGO Masters contestants also came to the show, which was really cool, so you guys can see they brought a few of their builds as well, and their signature minifigures both in little scale and in large scale. I really like this display here where this builder took a lot of time and care to create some amazing looking LEGO flowers. So using a lot of the gift with purchases as well as a ton of their own creations, they created dozens and dozens of styles of very unique and very cool LEGO flowers. Honestly, I think these LEGO builds look better than the actual flowers themselves. They were just so colorful and really, really creative, and I think the builder did an excellent job on these. Although very small but creative, I thought this build of this cool charcuterie board with some fruits and veggies on it was really neat. I thought these two LEGO planes were also really cool and very creative. I like how they also included the plane and the runway. I love the little Nerf blaster here, which is very similar to the life-size one. We've actually got a pit crew with a Ferrari there, which is really neat. And in the very back, you can see there is another plane as well, which I thought was, again, very creative and very, very well done. Moving on to this next table of build, you may actually remember some of them from BrickWorld Chicago, from Windy City Lug. There's actually several builds here as well from Casey McCoy, which you all should know as the BrickWorld Master of 2023. He came all the way from the US with some incredible LEGO builds, as you guys can see here. Just absolutely stunning. He always does incredible work, and that's obviously why he was crowned the BrickWorld Master of 2023. We've also got a whole selection of Game Boy colors, which I think are really, really cool, which I'll show you a little bit better in just a second here. But you guys can see they come in a variety of different colors as well, and they just look absolutely stunning, and I love the detail that was put into each of them. I love the blaster here as well because it is so cool and incredibly detailed. And you guys are also able to see there are some really cool album covers. They've got the actual cover of the album here as well as the LEGO version up top, and it's stunning. I don't know, can you spot the difference between the two? Because I sure can't. Over here, there's also a really cool micro-scale model of a LEGO city. This is a very decently sized LEGO city, as you can see, all in micro-scale. No LEGO minifigures. They do have some of the baby minifigures there, which look really cool. And I just think, again, incredibly detailed. Micro-scale seems easy to do, but it certainly is not. This incredible Star Wars build is also amazing because it has tons of mechanic in it. So you guys can see it's actually making the X-Wing go back and forth, and there are some minifigures even on the ground spinning around and shooting. So I know I'm not a huge LEGO Technic fan, but these builds made me really stop and stare. You guys can see this LEGO builder has created some amazing LEGO vehicles completely out of LEGO Technic. I think what really made me stop and stare at these incredible builds was just the amount of chrome bricks that went into the couple builds. Each vehicle here is a different car. Again, I'm not a car guy either, but it's very lifelike to my understanding to what the actual car is. You can see there's Lamborghinis, Ferraris, convertibles, and so much more. And like I mentioned, what really just drew me to these builds was the use of the incredible chrome LEGO pieces. Even if you're not a car guy like myself, you can't not stop but look at these cars and just be really impressed by the sheer amount of detail and building techniques that went into this model. Check it out, someone here also made a build of the LEGO Incredibles, and they actually built brick-built models of the entire Incredibles family, including the 3 kids as well as Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. I thought this sculpture was really cool because it's actually holding a LEGO plane in its fingers. And I also loved this really cool LEGO pirate. I'm not sure if this is the one from SpongeBob, but man, it just looks really cool and is so detailed. Unfortunately, I can't read the mock card for this one very well, but I absolutely love this build. I'm not sure if it's based off a movie or a pop culture or a TV show or anything like that, or just one's imagination, but I thought the builder did a really incredible job, and I love that the one ship here on the very far right uses the LEGO hockey pieces from the ice rink sets from a few years ago. Sometimes I really wish I was a LEGO Star Wars fan, not because I'm not able to just admire how incredible this build is, the amount of detail, and just how sick it looks, but I would love to know the backstory of this one. Besides looking at this and just knowing it's an incredible build, it would be really cool to kind of know what it looks like in real life and actually have something to reference it, but even without that knowledge of the Star Wars universe, this build certainly does not disappoint and is absolutely stunning. I also love this microscale airplane carrier that somebody has made. I remember as a kid, I always wanted one like this, and I think they did a really nice job. Someone here also has built what it looks like to be their house out of Lego bricks. So you guys can see they've got the front of the house all built there, and then they've actually designed it so all 3 floors are able to pull out. They've got a 2-story above ground and then even a story down in the basement for their Lego room. This next build is actually built from one of my old coworkers at the Lego store, but it is the Undead Asylum. This one is a really cool build. Not just is there really cool building techniques in getting the half-built building and, you know, it crumbling apart with all the moss and all the detail, but I just love the sheer amount of the red classic spacemen. I think they look really cool storming the MOC, and it's just very cool and very unique. Arguably one of Canada's best Lego builders, Simon Liu has done it again. This model here is his Tri-Parent. It is incredibly detailed and absolutely stunning. I love the color scheme. You wouldn't instantly think that these 3 colors would go together so nicely, but once combined, they look absolutely amazing. Beside that, he's also built this really cool action scene of a Lego helicopter and some SWAT officers actually rappelling down from the helicopter onto the roof of a building that it looks like they're raiding. Again, this was late at night, but during the day he actually had the Lego helicopter spinning as well. It's super neat here because it looks like half the building has been blown out. There's tons of glass shards and windows everywhere, and a full battle has gone down, which just, it looks incredible. Somebody else here also built the logo for the Rescue Heroes, which was a TV show back when I was a kid. Again, bringing back a lot of fond memories because I used to have a lot of these action figures. Now I'm really excited to show you this amazing Lego train layout. So I've actually seen this layout for many years now, only to see it grow and evolve. So at the start here, they've actually got some Lego builds of a very popular TV show, Schitt's Creek. This was actually filmed in Canada, not very far from Toronto, so many Torontonians and many Canadians really love this show. Moving into the main build here, we have a bunch of other Canadian landmarks. So for starters, we have the GO train, which is the train that many commuters use every day, millions use every day to commute into the Toronto area. We have a TD Bank, an A&W, and a Tim Hortons, two of which are very popular Canadian restaurants, and one being a very popular Canadian bank. Now taking a look at the actual train yard itself, these trains are just incredible. From the amount of detail that went into each caboose, into each car, they look really cool. Many of the brands here are of very famous Canadian railroads, and they just line up very, very perfectly. If you're not Canadian, you may not really understand the impact and the amazingness of this train layout, but even just looking at the GO train here, it is so lifelike and so detailed. The builder here did such an incredible job, and honestly, who doesn't love looking at these trains and just seeing all the incredible pops of color? One thing I might love even more than trains is Lego planes. So if you guys can see here, somebody has made a couple really cool Lego plane models. They actually look like they're flying because they are set up on camera tripods, which I thought was really cool. Just adds a really unique flair to them. There were the two different styles here. And then over here, they've actually got a very large model of a Lego plane. I believe I've seen this model at a few Lego conventions in the past, but it's absolutely massive there. It contains the same logo on the back tail of the plane there that many of the official Lego planes have as well. And you guys can see it's got a bunch of cool accessories and cool details there, including a full airplane hangar. This looks like it's one section of a larger airport, but it is just incredibly neat. Again, I've seen this build before, but I absolutely love it. It is always a showstopper. I thought this model of the Pentagon was pretty cool, but I also really love this model of the Titanic. So you guys can see someone has made like a diorama of the Lego Titanic hitting an iceberg. They've actually broken the Titanic in half, had it elevated, and even have it tear apart. I just thought it looked really cool. Right beside that, somebody built a little winter village, which again is also pretty neat. Lots of great details there, and it's definitely a place I would like to visit sometime in the winter. Next up here, we've got some more really amazing builds. These ones are actually of some Lego boats. I know a decent amount about Lego boats, but I definitely don't know a lot about these military boats here. I believe they're battleships, but there's a couple of different styles here, and I just think they look really, really neat, and I think the detail and everything is pretty incredible, and considering it only uses a few different colors, like, they really managed to get a lot of detail and a lot of really cool looks. I thought it was pretty neat. There's even a little seaplane there on the side, and then right beside the boats right in front is this really cool tugboat. I believe it's called Theodore the Tugboat, which is awesome. It was just very fun and very creative, and I feel like this could have been from a cartoon or something like that, but again, not super well versed in it. And then at the back there are just a few other really cool boats with a couple different styles. This one looks like a fishing boat or a working boat or something like that, and again, really, really neat. And the whole time I was filming these, all I could think about was, do you guys think that these Lego boats would float? I also think this build was really creative because somebody took Thomas the Tank literally. Now this train layout here is another really large collaborative build. I believe this was from several members of the ToroLUG or some other lugs as well. The layout was spread across multiple different tables. They had dozens of trains running. I started filming this clip at the evening while they were still working on just setting it up. So you'll have to stay tuned because in just a few minutes I'll have a couple clips of the trains actually running, but I still wanted to give you an overview of everything here. You guys are able to see that there is a ton of detail that was put into this layout, like so many really cool things. We've got everything from really cool train stations to bridges to the city layout and so much more. It feels like each table is kind of a new layout and a new vibe. It wasn't all made by the same builder, which I think is really cool. So it's like as the trains move from one table to another, they are sort of moving into a whole new universe. I really love this part of the train layout as well because I think the city square they have is really neat, but I also especially love that they've got the old style of the Lego monorail running around the city. You guys can see it going in the back there. That was a set that came out well before my time of collecting Lego and is one that I've always wanted to get, but unfortunately will probably never own. And I mean, just look at how good this set looks coming around the corner like that. And somebody here made a really cool Blockbuster store, and just wait because there's an extra special surprise. It's actually a folding pop-up book, and as you can see here, the builder is able to close it, and it looks really, really neat. It looks just like a VHS tape or one that's all folded up. Next up, we've actually got some really incredible Lego Harry Potter builds. I believe this one is like the Hogwarts dining hall. I know my university cafeteria never looked anything like this, but I think it looks really, really neat. They've even got things hanging from the ceiling with fishing wire, which is fun. Tons of Lego minifigures in there and very, very detailed. What a beautiful dining hall that is, and I love how they specially designed it so people like myself would still be able to look through it and capture all the details there. And of course, it wouldn't be a LEGO convention without the Great Ball Contraption. I didn't give you guys a full tour of the Great Ball Contraption in this video because it was actually about 11 minutes worth of footage, but you guys will have to check that out. I might make a separate video about that. We took a look at some other classic space yesterday, but as you guys can see here, this is another massive classic space display. This is again another build that I've seen for a couple different years now, but it's always changing and new things are constantly being added. There's definitely a lot more movement in the build this time than what I remember from previous years. You guys can see they've got the LEGO monorail tracks all the way around with multiple different levels of monorails running. Of course, everything is classic space themed. It is again one of those absolutely outstanding builds that you can stand here and look at for a few minutes and still just be blown away by the detail and always find new and cool things to look at. So this right here is actually the last of the MOCs that are in the convention center for me to show you, but there's actually a whole hallway outside the main hall full of LEGO MOCs as well, so let's check that out now. So first things first, there's actually a Fairmont Hotel, which is a big, huge hotel in Toronto right across from Union Station, and as you guys can see, there is a Union Station as well somebody has built. I'm pretty sure I've seen the Fairmont actually on display before at the Fairmont, but I could be mistaken because I know they've had a LEGO model there before, but this is a huge Toronto landmark, so it is super cool to see. Speaking of Toronto landmarks, we've got the biggest one of them all right here. This is a really tall model of the CN Tower. And then we've got a really cool mosaic of a bunch of classic spacemen. And of course, here's another look at the ToroLUG Brickopoly board. This was a fan favorite at BrickWorld Chicago earlier this year where it actually debuted, so it was really cool to see it here again. The first time I think it's been shown in Canada other than some small sections at some private Legoland event nights, but this is such an amazing MOC. I know everybody over on TikTok absolutely loves it, so it's cool to take a look at it again. And of course, we have to take a look at this absolutely incredible model of the Saturn V. If you thought the official LEGO set was tall, this one is huge. It's actually way taller than I am when I'm like 6'4", which is pretty crazy. So it looks just like the model, obviously though a lot bigger. And in just a second, I will show you a really cool fact sheet about this model because it was actually made by a bunch of different kids, which is really cool. So it is 12 feet tall, 40,000 LEGO bricks, and you guys can pause to see the rest of the stats there. But here's just a little glimpse of the crew that made that, including a little bit of what the inside will look like. And check it out, you guys, look at all the colors of those monochrome LEGO minifigures. I also really love the RCMP LEGO MOC here with a bunch of the RCMP mounties on it, as well as these LEGO guns are really cool. So there's one LEGO gun and one real gun, and you can just see how lifelike and realistic it is. This build here is another fan favorite from TikTok. You guys can see it is the classic space minifigure on a Segway. There's actually a second version of this as well. It is on a space vehicle. Unfortunately, it was not set up this night, so if you guys want to see this, you will have to head on over to my TikTok page to see the full thing. And if you guys are interested in detailed LEGO MOCs, check out this creation of a LEGO grocery store. You guys can see it's, first off, absolutely massive, and it is completely stocked. There are so many minifigures inside, shopping for so many different things. All the shelves are completely stocked with food and items, and I just thought this build was absolutely incredible. I also really love the LEGO shopping carts, which I didn't even know LEGO made, so I'll have to look into that and get a few of those for my LEGO collection. But yeah, this was a really, really cool model of a grocery store for sure. And check it out, you guys, there is a bunch of other LEGO pirate ships here, which is really cool. They are in the sea with some really cool water features. Moving on to the actual LEGO MOC here, where it's a whole world set up with, again, a ton of amazing rock work, lots of detail, very explorer-y. I really, really like it. Actually seen all of the LEGO MOCs both inside the convention hall as well as outside the convention hall in the hallways, and now it's time to see them all lit up in the dark. So BricksInTheSix actually did their own world of lights, which is a really great chance to see all of the LEGO MOCs lit up in the dark. So as you can see here, the lights are going off, and it's time to take a look at these amazing LEGO creations all lit up. Base display was definitely one of my favorite MOCs to see lit up, just because this model has been around for a lot of years, so it has really had a chance to really perfect the LEGO lighting. And you guys can just see there were a ton of lights on this model, and looking at it is just absolutely stunning. I already showed you this model in extensive detail earlier in this video, but when you see it with the lights on, again, you're just looking at it from a whole new perspective and a whole new light, literally. The Cyberpunk MOC here again is just another example of an amazing LEGO creation that looks awesome when it is lit up. Once again, just looking at it here, you could stare at it for another 15 minutes and just still see some incredible details that you missed before. The LEGO lighting just adds so much to it, and honestly, it's pretty incredible to have a MOC that looks so good in the day, but also so good at night. Like, that takes an extra special building skill. And that actually brings us to the end of the BricksInTheSix 2023 LEGO Convention Tour. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who made it all the way to the end. If you did, I really hope you enjoyed and you just got to see some of the incredible LEGO builds, and I hope this video and the builds and all the builders here that attended this convention inspire you to create your own LEGO creations. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you here in the next video.